Hi there, Deborah. Here today to do your reading. You purchased both a Celtic Cross and a 3 card for my sale price, and it's great to be able to read for you again, and I hope I can answer your questions. So your significator I'm going to use is the Queen of Discs, because you are a Capricorn, of course, and we are going to be looking today at the big move that you are making this summer, and we're going to try to use the Celtic Cross to try to get some information about how that's going to go. I don't know that it's going to necessarily answer the specifics that you really wanted, but we're going to see what we can do here with the Celtic Cross. And then your second reading is going to be a 3-card modified reading, asking more specifically about your work situation by the end of this summer. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and we'll see what we get. Okay, Deborah, so let's see what we've got today. Okay, overall situation is temperance or art, and crossing you is the Queen of Swords. Crowning is the Emperor, and grounding is adjustment. Past is the Four of Cups, and future is the Ten of Swords. How you see yourself: Four of Discs, Pentacles, environment, external factors of the Lovers. Hopes and fears are lust, and overall outcome is the Ace of Swords. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Empress and the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so I get the sense that you are doing this because you're trying to make this move because you haven't entirely been happy with where you've been. I think you feel like it's been good, this location for you that you've been in, but that you want something a little bit different. And I think I get the sense also that you're trying to maybe um, move in with someone, or you're trying to uh, put your resources together with someone, I think. And I get this just because I feel like you, between the Queen of Swords crossing you, which I don't necessarily know is you entirely. I think it could be an aspect of you, but I think in your environment you have the Lovers, which tells me that you're having to listen to and interact with other opinions in this situation, and other people that you care about are definitely part of your concerns about this. And art, for me, is your overall situation, tells me that this is a situation. Your move is mostly about fitting things together and getting all the pieces to work well together in as balanced a way as possible. And I can see that you're putting a lot of mental effort into this. You're trying to go about this in a way that is as rational as possible, as organized as possible, and is not necessarily clouded by emotions or anything that might be too spontaneous, or not quite balanced or fair. I think you've got a really good structured approach to this. But at the same time, I don't know that you're entirely sure about this, which is probably why you're coming to me for a reading. Because adjustment tells me that you almost haven't quite entirely made up your mind yet, and it seems to me that you are headed towards some sort of big break off with this choice. You have the Ten of Swords in your immediate future, and coupled with everything else, I don't know if it's even too late for you to back out of this, but I see some sort of radical change happening to your decision to do this, and not necessarily a good one. The Ten of Swords, for me, is saying that this is going to be a little bit problematic for you. It's going to upset your sense of security that you have currently, and it is going to be stressful. There's no way of sugarcoating that for you. I'm sorry. The Four of Pentacles here tells me that currently you feel pretty secure about this. Either you feel like you're moving into a situation that you think is going to be secure, or has more support or more groundedness in it, or you feel that currently your financial situation is pretty good, albeit not necessarily exciting, but pretty good. And the reason that I think excitement is a factor here is because your hopes and fears are represented by lust, and that tells me that part of what you're looking for with this move is to reinvigorate yourself to a degree. I think that you're hoping that this will be an opportunity for you to better pursue, what you really love and what you're really passionate about. And I think that you hope to be able to maybe be a little more creative in this new area that you're moving into. Possibly you feel that you haven't had the opportunity to necessarily be so creative in your work where you are living now. But I think that you are hoping for something to be a little more energetic and a little more exciting for you. The other thing is that your highest ideal here, your goal, is represented by the Emperor. And the Emperor, for me, is connected to art and lust here very strongly. We actually have, with those three cards, the entirety of the fire signs, which is really powerful in my opinion. I think you have a lot of really strong energy surrounding this, a lot of productive, creative energy, and you're putting a lot of energy into this. And I think you're headed towards a bit of a breakdown with that. With the Ten of Swords, I think there's a lot of pressure being put on you here by different forces, and I think you're trying to listen to all of them, And I don't know that you're going to be able to necessarily get through this unscathed. I think that you're trying really hard. Like I said before, I sense that you're really trying hard to listen to everyone around you and all the different forces that are trying to influence you as the Queen of Swords. You're trying to do it, rationally and thoughtfully and compassionately. And I get that also from the Empress for you on the bottom of the deck. Your decision making here, you're trying really hard to make sure that your decisions are influenced by care and concern and love. Those are really important to you right now. And a lot of this is wrapped up in those ideals. At the same time, however, I think that you also do want to move into a situation that is going to continue to be financially stable for you. And I don't know that I can guarantee that this move will be easy for you financially. I do sense upset there in whatever financial stability you have accumulated for yourself here. The Ten of Swords is going to disrupt that for you. But it will not be necessarily long term, and I don't think that it's going to be as cataclysmic as you might think it will be, because I do see you eventually coming out of this and coming into a period of more focus and clarity. I think that you're going to be able to, once you get settled, I sense that you're going to be able to kind of figure things out for yourself a little bit better. And once you can listen less to what other people are telling you to do and listen more to what you need to do and what you need to do, once you have the basis from which to act independently, I think independence for you here is very important for you to figure out what it is you need to do with once you're there. I don't think that this move is necessarily a bad thing for you. I don't think it's necessarily a bad choice, because a lot of forces in your life are clearly pushing you to do this move. But I think it might take some time for you to figure it out. But figuring it out is definitely on the horizon for you with the Ace of Swords here. The Ace of Swords definitely tells me that there is some clarity coming your way with the overall outcome of this situation, that you'll be able to figure it out and you're going to be able to make up your mind, and opportunity is going to come, is what I sense from the Ace of Swords. You might just have to be patient about it. And I think, again, striking out on your own as much as you possibly can is maybe a good idea for you here. Since I am a little wary of the fact that so much of this has to deal with other people, but maybe that's just me, because I wouldn't like having to deal with all these different people and different voices that you're hearing here. And all these other people that you have to take care of. I get the sense that this move has something to do with that, with taking care of people, either a loved one or a friend that may need help. But and yet at the same time, there's this component of it where you also hope that a fresh start is going to reinvigorate you. Because you have felt pretty bored to a point where you are. I don't think that where you've been living has been satisfying you very much. I think it's been good, like I was saying before, but I don't think it's been necessarily thrilling for you. And you're moving into a much more exciting phase of your life. There's a lot of air and fire here and very little water and earth. So this is a lot of upheaval, a lot of energy going on, a lot of work for you here, and not a lot of time to kind of rest and take it all in. And I don't know that you're going to be able to really rest and take it in for a while. This is going to be a bit of a hectic summer for you. So I think one of my pieces of advice for you here, Deborah, is to focus on ways that you can, throughout this process, try your hardest to give time for yourself and take a breather and try to evaluate what your own needs are, so that you don't get wrapped up in what everyone else expects of you. I think that is a really noble thing for you to do and isn't necessarily a bad thing, and I'm sure karma will help you out eventually for it. But at the same time, you don't want to burn out, and you don't want to cause more catastrophe for yourself than may occur just with whatever bumps and ups and downs you may experience, that I think you will experience with this move. I don't think this is going to necessarily be a smooth sail. That this could be a bit problematic. You have a lot of solar influence in this reading, which I think is really positive. I usually interpret solar energy as being, a creative boost to one's life, and a lot of actually, in some ways, self-activation. So it's funny, on one hand, I keep saying that you need to think about yourself, but I think you are thinking about yourself to an extent with this as well. I think you're trying really hard to find balance between the two, which is good, I think that's definitely the right track for you, is to continue trying to find balance between yourself and everyone else. You don't have a whole lot of echoing other than that, or points of resonance, really. This reading is pretty straightforward, and as tends to be the case with lots of fire cards. Yeah, I think the overall best thing for you to do here, given your card in the crown position, the Emperor, I think the best thing for you to do is continue to take charge of this, and continue to try to keep keep it under control, and again, be fair and balanced, and also think about your own needs and interests throughout this process. Okay, so that's really all I've got for the Celtic Cross here. So what I'm going to do is that little 4-card cross here for you to more specifically answer some of your questions about this move. And more specifically, you had wanted to know about basically the move from a perspective about family, love, studies, and work. So this is this is a lot of different areas. So let's see what we've got here. I think, based on the other reading, I do think that there are certainly people that you're going to have connections with here. I mean, you may be asking about love because there is someone in the place that you're going to move to that you may be interested in to some extent, and part of lust may or may not be having to do with that. You hope that a move will perhaps invigorate your love life a little bit, because it's been sort of slow going so far. But I don't know that you're going to be able to focus on that for a time. I think that you're going to have to focus more on stabilizing yourself and recreating security for yourself. So I have a feeling that this move may be good for you in terms of meeting new people, certainly. But I think more that you're going to want to focus on the more financial ends of things, and your studies, whatever those entail for you. So I'm going to do a cross. I'm going to, since all of those sort of have to do with really with different elements in a way, I'm going to try to categorize them here. I'm going to do a cross of right in a circle here: fire, water, air, and earth. And for fire, I'm going to actually do your career, your work situation through this move, how this move is going to affect you work-wise. Then for cups, I'm going to ask or for water, I'm going to ask about your love life, your romantic situation based on this move. For air, I'm going to ask about your studies. And for earth, I'm going to ask about your family and your family situation. Okay, so again, fire, water, air, and earth. All right, my friends. So we do have the Ten of Swords again on the bottom. I don't know that this is not going to be an easy move. Uh, it's just not. I think that there's going to be a lot of issues to do, mostly with your family. I think that your family is not going to make this easy for you, because I'm seeing the Five of Swords from your family, which means that this is going to they are going to make this a little difficult for you, with whatever logistical things they are going to ask of you. And as far as your love life is concerned, it's going to continue to be some work. It's going to take some time, and I encourage you to continue to be patient for it, continue to be open to it, and don't feel like you have to work so hard at it. I think that you are going to feel like you've made this move partially for this reason, and so you have to really work at it. And I actually encourage you, the Seven of Discs, I encourage you to let it be and to just let it happen of its own accord. And I think you're on the positive side of this, Deborah. Your career is going to feel more exciting for you and a little bit better, because I think you're going to regain a sense of love for what you do. I think that you're going to regain a sense of needing to cultivate what it is you do, and really give love and nurturing to what it is you do. I see you in your career playing a really sensitive role, and finding some opportunities there. Now, on the other hand, too, which is really good, you have the Nine of Cups, which is total antidote to the Ten of Swords, total opposite to the Ten of Swords. So it isn't all gloom and doom. The Nine of Cups here in your studies area, in the swords area, tells me that you're going to be really happy with the way your academics are going to turn out. You're going to feel really, really content with that, and feel like that area, if anything, worked out really well for you. And I think that's definitely going to be, in some ways, one of the best aspects of your move. I think as far as work and studies are concerned, the move is perfect for you, and is definitely something that you need to do, and is something that is going to be good for you. Now, but the more technical ends of this, family and money, family and the relationship end of it, the more people end of this move, that is going to be hard for you. It is going to be a little tricky. And again, I think it's why it's so important for you yourself to try to remain your own rock this summer. Do not let other people sway you. Do not let other people boss you around if it isn't necessary. If you can sort of try to maintain your autonomy as much as possible, that really, I think, is what is best for you here. I'm going to draw one more card to try to represent spirit here, to give you overall advice, and the advice you got was the Two of Swords, and that reinforces to me this idea of you needing to remain impartial throughout this. And that Queen of Swords impartiality that you're having kind of a hard time with, I think, currently, is something that you really need to learn, and to remember to maintain the separation, that even though you are part of your family, you are not co-identical with your family, and you have your own goals and needs that you need to deal with and satisfy. Okay? So I think this is going to be a challenge for you, but I do think it's a good thing for you overall, and I think it's an important lesson for you to learn some new skills and newfound independence for yourself, and perhaps some new confidence in yourself as well. So I really and truly, I wish you the best of luck with this move, and I hope it goes well. So next for you, I'm going to do the 3-card spread, which is a little bit more guided towards your career situation. So now we're going to ask what exactly your career situation is going to be like by the end of August. Okay. Okay, career is actually going to go really well for you financially. I think you're going to do pretty well, actually. I think that you're going to be able to find something for yourself by the end of the summer. I really do, because you have you have all the good financial cards, my friend. You have the Six of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles, and you have the Aeon, which tells me that you're going to have learned from whatever previous mistakes you may have made in your career, and you're going to be able to move into a new chapter of your career, and it's going to be really fresh for you. It's going to have a lot of really strong energy behind it, and it's something that I think the Aeon, some of the later major arcanas, like the Aeon and the Universe, for me, I tend to interpret them as very spiritual cards, as cards that tell us that spirit is really trying to move us into a certain direction. And I really think that that is the case here. It might be different from what you're used to, but I think you're going to be very successful in it, actually. Absolutely. Okay, now one thing, yeah, I think that you're through conservation and through just good planning. I see you trying to be really practical through this, and really having learned your lesson in life about saving money and trying to be frugal in this case. Because I think in the past, the Aeon is telling me, with the Seven of Cups aspecting it, that maybe in the past you haven't necessarily been quite as good with money, but I think that this summer you're really going to get a hold of that situation. You're going to want to keep whatever financial stability we said that you had. But I think that you're going to not be quite so spendy this summer, okay? And that is important for you. Now, last row, yeah, save your money, save your money, and okay, yeah, Ten of Cups is confusing me a little bit, but the Devil is telling me that absolutely you need to remain independent, as we've been saying throughout this whole thing. But I kind of want to say that you will need to, yeah, I think that whatever it is that you are used to spending money sort of carelessly on, you are going to need to reevaluate that. And because the Devil tells me that in combination with the Seven of the Cups, that there is something here that maybe there's something here that is not necessarily healthy. Healthy choices have not necessarily been made in the past, and I think you are going to need to learn to overcome that through the Aeon here this summer in order to get a better hold on yourself financially. I kind of think that, moving in with family or whatever it is you're doing, I do think that that might provide you with some stability, that will give you some sort of network to fall back on if worse comes to worse. But I do think that overall, of your own volition, you're going to be able to find success here and restabilize yourself by the end of the summer. Just be careful. Be careful. Be practical. Be pragmatic. Save your money. Don't buy things that you don't need. Don't just whatever that is, whatever this means to you, as far as overspending or spending on frivolous things. Don't do it. Avoid it this summer as much as you possibly can. Okay, and the overall card that we are getting here is the Seven of Wands, which is interesting to me because as a card, I want to say that this is more of a warning and more of more of something to be aware of. And I think it goes back to this idea that we've been touching upon through all of your readings. You know, you're trying so hard to listen to everyone. And the Seven of Swords is, I think, telling you to remember to listen to what's in here more than to listen to what's out there. You know, if you just, you know, have faith in yourself and have confidence in yourself, and trust your own abilities more, and don't listen to negativity that may arise in your circle. Okay, because I do sense that negativity will come to you this summer from your family to some extent, but don't let it affect you. Don't let it hurt you. Don't let it drive you into bad habits. Just, you know, let it be and do your own thing, because I think what you're doing is really good for you and is something that you need to do. All right? And that's about it here. So I hope that this was all really helpful. I hope that it was accurate and made sense. And let me know what you think, okay? Thank you very much, Deborah. I appreciate your purchase of 2 readings from me today, and I wish you the best of luck with your move. All right? Thank you. Take care.